This is something you're going to tell your kids about. This is something you're going to tell your grandkids about.
The predictions are that on January 1, there could be lines around the block of people wanting to buy recreational marijuana. What do you think?
And we went up against an incredibly powerful political machine in this state, and we took our power.
From a cannabis consumption lounge to a natural medicine healing center, the journey of the coffee joint reflects something much bigger. A culture shift, a shift in intention, and possibly a shift in how we think about healing itself. The emphasis is not on intensity, but on controlled, intentional experiences. Participants are expected to remain on-site for a set period of time, ensuring a contained and supervised environment.
Content presented in Cheshire Corners is for educational and informational purposes only. Please consult a legal professional if you have any questions or concerns about the content of this disclaimer, this series, or the legal implications surrounding psychedelic substances in your jurisdiction.
Welcome to Cheshire Corners. I'm the AI clone of Rita Salyak, your host, as we trip through the looking glass. The Coffee Joint, Colorado's first legal cannabis consumption lounge, has taken its last sip, but not in the way you might think. It didn't shut down, it evolved. The Coffee Joint, once a groundbreaking cannabis lounge, is now transforming into a psilocybin-focused healing center. And this shift isn't random. It's part of a bigger trend. Because what happened to cannabis might now be happening to psychedelics with important differences, but some clear parallels. Today, we're breaking down the past, present, and future of the Coffee Joint. How it started, what it became, and what this transformation tells us about where things are heading next. Let's look back through the looking glass to when Colorado voters approved the legalization of recreational cannabis on November 6, 2012, through Amendment 64, making it legal for adults over 21 to possess and use cannabis.
This is something you're going to tell your kids about. This is something you're going to tell your grandkids about.
As supporters of Amendment 64 learned, Colorado voters approved the historic ballot initiative to make marijuana legal in the state. Cheers erupted in the Pro-64 headquarters late Tuesday night.
And we went up against an incredibly powerful political machine in this state, and we took our power.
Yet marijuana is illegal on the federal level. That's raising questions of how it will or can be regulated in the state.
Ultimately, it's a challenge to figure out if the federal government has it illegal, how do we decide whether, if we can't legalize it, how do we decriminalize it, how do we get as close as we can to the will of the voters? It's not immediately apparent.
We safely and effectively regulate marijuana use in Colorado now with medical marijuana. We safely and effectively regulate alcohol and plenty of other products that people enjoy.
2 years later, on January 1st, 2014, the first licensed retail sales began, making Colorado the first state in the nation to open regulated, legal recreational dispensaries.
Marijuana sales begin 2 weeks from today in Colorado. Last year, voters there approved marijuana use for anyone over 21. Colorado already has a booming medical marijuana industry.
The predictions are that on January 1, there could be lines around the block of people wanting to buy recreational marijuana. What do you think?
I think that it's a very good possibility that it's the first time in the history of the United States that somebody can walk into a facility over the age of 21 and put down some money and get some cannabis in exchange for it.
Moving out of the shadows and into a developing, regulated framework. And on February 25th, 2026, Colorado's first legal cannabis consumption lounge has closed its doors. Now, It's entering a new chapter. Due to Colorado state law, a single location cannot hold both a cannabis license and a natural medicine license at the same time. So, with a heavy heart, the coffee joint surrendered its cannabis consumption license to become a psilocybin-focused healing center. The state's Natural Medicine Division has already approved the building at 1130 Yuma Court for a healing center permit and is currently working with the city of Denver to secure final licensing. Once everything is in place, the doors will reopen. The coffee joint will soon become AlmaDose Denver, a non-clinical psilocybin healing center focused primarily on low-dose experiences, education, and community-based programming. And this isn't just a rebrand. It's a glimpse into the future of how society may approach natural medicines. Because this isn't just about consumption anymore. It's about intention, education, and mental well-being. Low-dose approaches, often referred to as microdosing, have been gaining attention in research and public conversation for their potential to support mood, creativity, and emotional balance without the intensity of a full psychedelic experience. And spaces like AlmaDose Denver aim to provide environments where that exploration can happen in a structured, responsible, and legally compliant way. Within this model, guests 21 and over may be offered a range of guided, low-dose, and moderate-dose options, all within state-regulated parameters. The emphasis is not on intensity, but on controlled, intentional experiences. Participants are expected to remain on-site for a set period of time, ensuring a contained and supervised environment. And during that time, the focus isn't just on the substance itself, but on the experience surrounding it. The space is expected to offer guided activities like yoga, creative expression, and educational discussions around natural medicine and integration. What's happening here is bigger than one location. This is part of a much larger shift. Just like cannabis lounges were once experimental, psychedelic healing centers are now entering that same early stage. And once again, Colorado is becoming a testing ground, not just for legalization, but for integration. Unlike cannabis, Colorado's natural medicine program hasn't expanded overnight. And that's intentional. Nearly 3.5 years after legalization, the rollout has been slower and more deliberate, focused on safety, structure, and long-term impact. Today, there are around 30 licensed healing centers across the state, including several right here in Denver. Somewhere between the clinical world and the underground, AlmaDose Denver is aiming to fill a gap. Because while unregulated access still exists, there's a growing demand for legal, structured, and supportive environments. AlmaDose Denver is not pursuing a clinical healing center model, which would require licensed medical professionals and stricter oversight. Instead, it's taking a non-clinical, holistic approach focused on wellness, personal growth, and quality of life within the bounds of current law. From a cannabis consumption lounge to a natural medicine healing center, the journey of the coffee joint reflects something much bigger. A culture shift, a shift in intention, and possibly a shift in how we think about healing itself. If you're interested in psychedelics, harm reduction, and the future of these spaces, make sure to subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about spaces like this becoming part of the legal landscape? Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to Cheshire Corners. Tell me what you think in the comments. And as always, don't get psyched out.